Hello, everyone, and happy Monday. This is um, Food Alchemy
Network.
Network, and my show is Coffee with Ori. I am your host, Ori, and I want to wish everyone a happy Monday, happy beginning of the week. It's very important uh, to acknowledge, to accept, to be joyful. Whatever has happened in the weekend that might have been bad, it's time to get rid of it and move forward because this is a new week and it's a new beginning. Today, I want to talk about something that I see more and more happening. And one of the reasons that I'm bringing this up is because, hello, Sadia, happy Monday. One of the reasons is because I had a little run-in, with someone, and that I don't like that. I mean, if you know me, you know that I'm the type of person that if someone comes for me, I'm always going to try to nip things in the butt right away. But one of the things that make me really sad is when a mother talks about her child and makes it seem as if her child is and should be indebted to her. I understand that a lot of you may do a lot of things for your mom. I understand that a lot of you may give of your heart and your understanding to your parents, mother, father, cousin, brother, sister, whoever. And I understand that you probably give a lot to your parents and give a lot of love and emotion, but there comes a point in your life where your actions speaks in volume. If you are living in your parents' home, whether you're paying rent or not, that home is still your parents' home, and it should be. You should have a little bit of respect. But if your parents move in with you, they should have a little bit of respect and understanding that there's no rules in your home. In your home, you get to do whatever you want. I find that there are certain people that feel as if they are entitled. Hi, Kat. How are you, honey? Happy Monday. That they feel as if they're entitled to tell you what to do, how to do it, how to do things, how to manage things, and the whole idea of creating this wall, whether it's about nationality or whether it's about something else, but you create this wall where your race is grander than my race, or your race is grander than somebody else's race because this one went to school, but this one didn't go to school. I just find all of that to be childish, and I find it to be disturbing. You see, one of the things that I have to bring up is that you're not responsible to carry everyone. It's not your job. There are people who are born, there are people who are broken, who have been broken for a long time. There are people that have carried animosity because of their parents for a long time. Hello, Mama. How are you? Welcome to the show. So, there are a lot of women, mostly women, young women, who go through so many things And it's not like they haven't tried to fix things with their mothers. It's like they try to fix things and the mothers don't get it. They don't learn that, you cannot tell a grown woman what to do. You can't. And you can't, you have to look at them and understand that although you may feel bad for them and although you may feel some type of empathy and sympathy at the same time, you have to understand that it is not your job to fix a broken person. It is not your job to deal with the sarcasm and the criticism that sometimes mothers have towards their daughters. There are mothers that call their daughters whores, but they forget that when they were younger, they were no different. There are mothers that call that their daughters get hurt and they don't believe their daughters. So daughters carry that shame from a very young age. There are women, there are mothers out there who choose their men before they choose their children. But if you have children that are really good and you raise them right, that should never be a problem. The problem stems when you invade your children's space, or you invade your children's area, or you take root into somebody's home or somebody's space. You don't have that right. And unfortunately, you people out there it's not your responsibility to fix the broken. It is not your responsibility to pick them up and dust them off. It is not your responsibility to decide, oh, well, this one has this and I want to buy this person a new outfit. Yeah, crossing boundaries. I agree. So I'm here to tell you that you're not responsible for all of that. You're not responsible for having, if your partner, whether it be male, female, binary, non-binary, whatever you want to call it, you're not responsible to heal or to patch or to tape up the broken pieces. That's not your job. Your job is to be loved and to love and to give unconditional love. But when unconditional love that you give comes with a price of someone's baggage being raggedy or the person being ratchet, you need to walk away. You're not responsible. You're not responsible to deal with them. You're not responsible to hold on to things that are not working for you. It's really sad when you see a couple and the male always has the tendency of throwing things into the woman, at the woman's face, letting her know how he feels as if he were like Attila the Hun. But what they don't realize that behind every man, there's a good woman, and that the good woman is pushing him. Some women fall out of love because some women need that. Some women walk away from things because they don't want to confront the situation. But some women stay. And they get their ass whooped, but they stay and they pretend like everything is perfect. And unfortunately, they believe that what happens to them, it's something that they need or something that they should be going through because, they could have been a better person, a better girlfriend, a better wife, a better however or whatever. So I think that when it comes to family, it's a little bit more crucial than relationships. And what I mean by that is this. You can have a sibling and love your siblings till the cows come home. You can love them. You can honor them. You can respect them. You can, truly, truly, truly be within their gratitude. But if in the same if it's the same deck that you're dealing with or the same deck that you're throwing, the person is going to show their true colors by showing their ass, then, you need to either recognize that that person is not trying to help you, that person is trying to destroy you somehow or another, whether it be envious, whether it be jealousy, whether it be hypocrisy. It's like friends, just like friends. When you have friends in your life and you're working on something, I'm going to use this as an example. When you're starting a business and you got friends getting into your business, telling you what you should do and what you should not do, but yet they're not in your business. They don't know your business. They don't know. They know that you're good at what you do, but they don't really know what your potential is. So therefore, they decide that they want to put their 2 cents in. Well, who's the one that's broken? Is it you or is it them? Because you're not broken. I just feel that people nowadays, people don't want to copy you. People want to be you. It's kind of weird because for a long time there was always this thing where people were envious and jealous, and there was so much hypocrisy in the world, and you saw people trying to be like you. But then all of a sudden, you read in the papers or you listen to the news how this person killed the neighbor and this one killed the neighbor's wife. And you know what? All of that is that mentality is crazy. And I don't mean crazy like bonkers. I mean like crazy. Like it just shows that there's something definitely wrong. If someone likes something that you created, and instead of them giving you compliments, oh, I love this, but I don't love this, and I love this, but I don't love this. Well, you know what? Why do you waste your time with people that are going to always misjudge your product or your product line and try to put you down because they feel that they're better than you? It's not so. So again, these are people that are broken. So you don't need to socialize with broken people because you're not broken. So when you're with those people who are broken, you start to feel like it's your job to help them, to heal them, to make them see things in a different way. It is not your job. It is not your job to make sure that someone is okay. It is not your job to make sure that someone eats, that someone sleeps well. It's not your job to be a nursemaid if that's not your career and that's not what you are there for. It's not your job to do these things. You can do battle by yourself, but there are certain things that are meant for you and there's certain things that are not meant for you. And like I said, you have to look at all the broken pieces and ask yourself, whose pieces are there? Are they mine? Are they someone else's? Are they my partners? Are they my mother's? Are they my father's? I mean, you have to really understand where these broken pieces come from before you start doing the work. Doing work on yourself is more fulfilling than doing work for anyone else. You can only guide a horse to water. You can't make them drink it. So it's the same thing with humans. You can give them advice. You can tell them what to do. And they may like you in the beginning and they may think you're a great human being in the beginning. But at the end of the day, an 80% chance people will show you their ass and give you their ass to kiss. So it's up to you to decide what you want to do, whether you want to kiss butt or you want to move forward. I just say, c'est la vie. What can I do? I cannot make everybody like me. And I definitely don't like my name to be put in the middle of things that have nothing to do with me, especially family situations. Because if you really know me and you know how I am and you know how I am with family, I don't even have to say anything. If you know me and you know my family dynamic and you know how I am with family, then I don't have to say anything. My actions speak for themselves. I live alone. Everything I do is alone. I have no partners. I come and go as I please. I travel as I please. I don't answer to anyone. No one answers to me. And the bottom line is, I'm quite happy. So, would you consider me being a broken person? Because I'm not broken. Maybe at one point in my life, I felt like I was a broken person. I felt like a broken doll. But I'm not a broken anything. You know, I'm not a broken anything. I chose the boundaries. I chose my lifestyle. I chose to be the way that I am, to act the way that I am. My personality was something that took years to create, but I created my personality. And my craft has been with me my whole life. So what I do for a living, it's my craft. And it has nothing to do with anyone. Because no one handed me a magic wand and say, this is the way you do it. No. But yet, I've mentioned things to people, and the first thing they do is they jump and they start to do it themselves because they figure, you know what, I'm going to do it better than this person. Well, that's fine. Doing things better than me, I'd rather you do better. I'd rather you be better than me. I'd rather my godchildren be better than me, not be as equal as me or be as good as me. Be better than me, you know? But when you can't be better than me, understand it, deal with it, and move forward and let it be. Because I can't keep forgiving and letting people into my circle and pretending like it is okay for you to yell at me, to curse at me, to say all these things that you want. You know, it is not okay. It is not okay for you to do those things. It is not okay for you to pick up the pieces of glass and try to put them together. It's not okay that you feel bad every time someone else that you care about feels bad. It's not okay for you to believe that it is up to you to always keep your family together or to mend your family or to be the one to do things to keep your family unit together. It's not up to you because you have to learn to love you. You have to learn to live for you. You have to learn to do things that are going to help you move forward. You know, you have to analyze your life and you have to ask yourself, am I living my best life right now? Am I moving forward in my life? Am I doing the things that I am supposed to do? There's a lot of you out there, and I'm very proud of you that you're doing a lot of things with yourselves. It's amazing. I find it to be amazing. I find it to be wonderful. I think that there's so many things that can help guide you in so many different ways. And I'm very proud of you. But then you have others that keep going backwards instead of going forward. And when things don't work for them, then they wonder why. Why did this fail? Why did this not go right? Why did this go right? Why did this? You know, the bottom line is people are going to disappoint you no matter what happens. And that's because they're human and human make error. And that's why I said, you know, when someone comes to you, there's one thing to have error, to make a human error, but it's another thing to lie. And it's another thing to deceive. And it's another thing to, you know, show your face or show your ass or to call you out your name. There are many scenarios that you can use about broken people. But what I'm trying to explain to you is that you're not responsible for their healing. You're not put on this earth so that you can take someone and heal them. Okay, if you want to be a teacher, you want to show something, and you want to help someone, and you want to go about some things, that's fine. But for you to do the things that you want to do and have people by your side that's going to care, that's going to do the things that you want to do, then that's fine. I am all for it. But move forward. Do things that you're supposed to do. Your shift your weight, your emotional weight. Shift it in a different position, because maybe by having it together, the scale is not balanced. It's moving back and forth. So what you need to do is you need to balance the scale so that everything can work out in your favor and things can move out. Things can move better for you. Getting to know people is hard enough. Being around people who have special needs, and I don't mean special needs like being disabled in any way. I'm talking about that have special needs, that are bipolar, that are going through all these emotional roller coasters. Even with them, it is okay to empathize with them. It is okay to sympathize with them. But it's not okay for you to pick up the slack and you pick them up and pretend that it is your job to fix them. It is not your job to fix anybody who's broken. It doesn't matter who they are. It doesn't matter where they come from. It doesn't matter, whether they're family or friends or girlfriends or boyfriends. It doesn't matter. You see, in this society that we live in, we're taught that we have to help the nucleus in the family, and then we have to look beyond that. Well, I believe you have to look beyond first and then come and help. But besides that, I also believe that you need to help yourself first, because if you don't help yourself first, all you're going to do is go backwards rather than to move forward. And you don't want to do that. You want to make sure you're moving forward, because it's the only way that you're going to be able to survive it. Then you also have to look at the people that are broken and then ask yourself, well, was this person always broken? Or was this a result of something that happened when they were a child? And of course, 9 out of 10, you're right. It's something that happened to them as they were a child. But if you're smart enough at this point to acknowledge that there is a problem and you take the responsibility to go and see someone for help, why can't they? Why do you have to be their counselor? Why do you have to be the person who heals them, who walks with them, who makes them feel strong, or makes them feel a certain way? Why should it all land on your lap? And that's reality. Why should you be responsible for every single thing that is going wrong in somebody's life? And no matter what you do to try to help them, they're just taking you with them to this dark place that they've been and they've lived in for a long time. No one has the right to abuse your friendship. No one has the right to mistreat you as a human being, as a woman, as a man. No one has the right to raise their hand and hurt you for no reason at all. No one has the right to do those things to you. No one has the right to make you feel less than. No one has the right to make you feel like it is your responsibility to take care of me because I'm older now and you should be taking care of me now. You should have planned first before you got old. You should have made plans with your money. I find sometimes that the most arrogant person, the most selfless, narcissistic person have a quality where, no matter how bad they're treated by their parents, they automatically feel like their parents are these gods and their parents are these good people when they know that their parents are not. So, broken dreams, broken parents, broken promises. You know, why do you continue to try to mend something that can never be mended? You know, like I've said it once, I said it again, and I'll keep saying it. I'm not God, I'm not Christ, I don't forgive. That's between a person and God. That's not between me and them and God. That's between a person and God. Because I don't need you to say you're sorry, because I know that 90% of the time you don't mean that you're sorry. You're just saying it just to say it. But I'm also aware of a lot of things that you do, because that is who I am. I always try to make sure that I gather up all the information I can on what you're doing and what you've done and people that know you. So when you think that I'm an idiot and you feel that I've forgotten about everything that you've done to me, I will then make sure that I get you where it hurts. So I make sure that I come out after you with facts, not with lies, with facts of things that have occurred and things that are happening, things that should not be happening. With this being said, we're going back to the same thing. You know, you have to embrace you. You have to spend money on you. You have to take care of you. You have to be able to go to the store and feel happy with you. You have to be able to go anywhere and just say, you know what, I'm blessed. I need to do this because I am a blessed person and I'm going to do this and I'm going to be great at it and I'm going to move forward and not look back. Because sometimes the biggest downfall you have is family. And although family is supposed to be sacred, what's the sense of you being a sacred person in your family when your family doesn't care about you? And that's a reality. You know, we live this every day. People live this every day. And the bottom line is that you have to keep yourself motivated. You have to keep yourself grounded. You have to keep yourself in the knowing. But most of all, you have to keep yourself with an understanding that right now things are a little rough and maybe you cannot find a way to get through, but eventually you will. And that's what's important. The fact that you are able to pick yourself up and you're able to say, I need help. So I'm going to go and I'm going to search for help and I'm going to get help and I'm going to move forward. But when you are the type of person that you're such a pessimistic person, that everything in life you have to complain about because nothing in your life is good enough. Everything is it's good for your siblings or it's good for another family member or it's good for this, but it's not good for you, then it's time for you to look at things differently. It's time for you to move in a different direction. And it's time for you to see things differently. So my thing is keep moving forward, keep doing what you're doing, continue to keep yourself focused on the good things, continue to keep yourself moving on a positive track, continue to meditate if you meditate, or focus on the breathing, or just understand that, you know, just because you are a giving person and you're a loving person, you are not here to be a punching bag. Nobody's punching bag. So people need to learn to respect your space, respect you, and they need to just back off a little because sometimes they're too close and sometimes they're too personal. Like I said, the fact that you can have someone in your family, whether it be your mother, your father, your brother, your sister, boyfriend, girlfriend, whatever, have the code number for your phone, that to me speaks volumes of the weakness that you have. If you give them your information, whether it's in your whether you have a lock or whatever, and they go into your account or they go into your drawers or whatever, that speaks volumes of you. Like, why did you do that? Why did you give them that right so that they can do what they want to do, and push you aside as if you don't matter? Think about that for a minute. When we come back for commercial, then we'll talk some more. We can go to commercial now, and then we get back. We will discuss this because it's very important. Welcome back. Back to what we were talking about. Sometimes we want to work on a project and we tell the wrong people. You can't get mad at them. Some people just have no ideas. Some people are just not. Some people are very intelligent. Some people are very gifted in their own ways. But then there are people that are not gifted, and people that are holding on to animosity. And it has nothing to do with you as a human being. It has to do with them, something that is not right with them. And sometimes you may blame yourself and say, well, did I cause this, or was I a part of this, or maybe, by me being a mean person. I don't think that people are mean. I mean, I can be shady, and I can be like, I can come across as I'm nasty, but I don't take it personal, because if you snap at me and I feel that you're having a bad day, I'm not going to take it personal, because I don't know what kind of day you're having. But again, I'm not a babysitter. It's not my job to try to figure out what's going on in your head. That's up to you to decide to talk to me or not talk to me. I think that there are a lot of great people, a lot of new entrepreneurs that are moving forward, and they're going to run across a lot of people like that are not going to be able to weather the storm with them. They're going to be there only for a season, and then they're going to walk away, and that's okay. Don't be upset, because God always has a way of getting rid of people that don't need to be in your life. That's just plain and simple. So don't look at it as, oh, what was me? I lost a friend. I lost this friend. I lost that friend. Well, maybe they weren't your friends to begin with. Maybe they were just broken pieces. And since you decided that you're not going to be picking up broken pieces anymore, why should you chase after them? Why should you make them feel like they're very important, when in reality they're not as important as you? You have to be the most important person to you in order for things to function. So as you're looking through the hourglass of time, think about the things that you've been through. Think about the things and the people that put you through these things. Think about all the negative connotation that people have had on you. That every time you show them something, they're always judging you or criticizing. You show them a dress that you made, and they're like, "Oh, it's okay." When inside they know that it's better than okay. It's great. But because of their jealousy, because you're doing something and they're not, and you're fulfilling your dream and they're not, then automatically that becomes a faux pas. That becomes a negative reaction, because, they believe, Another thing that I want to talk to you about is, no one has the right to push you to do things when they want you to do things. Nobody has the right to do that. Nobody has the right to tell you when you should do something. If you're a teacher, if you're a godparent, if you're a friend, if you're an older sister, and you give someone advice, you're not responsible for them to take the advice, and you have to make sure that it's an advice that is asked and not advice that is pushed on you. There are people who have the gift of God. They can do so many great things and they can create so many beautiful things. But at the end of the day, what they want to do is they want to see how far they can push you. They want to see how well put together you are, and how your finances are coming in. And they're not doing it because they want to learn how to manage. They're doing it because they want to see what's happening, what's going on, what's coming in, what's going out, and how are you going about it. They want to see it all. And like I said, it is not your job to make people feel as if they are important or as if you have to lift them every time they fall. It's not your job. It's not your job to be the one to constantly reach out to people that don't reach out to you. I'm not saying don't call people. I'm saying it is okay if you choose not to reach out because you feel that they don't reach out to you. I know it may sound a little ignorant and sometimes maybe a little tit for tat, but the reality is, why would I waste my time calling someone that I've called that has never answered my call, and then all of a sudden when they're in need, they call me? Why would I even answer the phone? Why would I even entertain that? You tell me, why? Why would I entertain that? Because technically, I don't have to entertain anything at all. I don't have to entertain the verbal part of it, the emotional part of it, or the physical part of it. I don't have to endure, and I don't have to listen to anything. I can just move forward and live my life as I always live my life, normal and in one direction, not looking backwards, not looking forward, not looking side to side, only focusing on now, which is the most important thing, living in the now. I know that there are a lot of good women out there that have been you guys have been called out of your name. And I've said this plenty of times before. But the minute a man calls you out of your name, he's not going to stop by calling you a bitch. He's going to continue to break you down. And every time you argue and he throws things in your face, he's going to break you down more. And the more you're broken, the more he's going to break you down. Why? Because he wants to prove a point. Whatever the point is he wants to prove, that's on him. It has nothing to do with you. You were not hired to be a mender of broken dolls. You were hired and you married someone to create a perfect union. So we are, as humans, we choose to come back. So we've chosen the families that we have. So it is up to us to create these perfect patterns with family. And sometimes they just don't work. And no matter how much you try, they don't work. And no matter how much you push yourself, they don't work. So at the end of the day, they're not working for a reason. Maybe they're not programmed. Maybe people are not programmed mentally. Or maybe things are not programmed for you to work with them. I mean, there's a lot of things in life that go wrong, and sometimes we don't take ownership, and we have to learn to do that. We need to learn to take ownership of the shit that happens to us, because when we don't take ownership of it, what happens is it festers. And then all these other things start to come and creep in, you know. So it is good that you look at things differently, but it's good to also understand that you're not responsible to heal these people. It is also very important and to understand that, as a spiritual being, you have your own destiny. And your destiny is not to take care of them, not to be their nursemaid, not to pick them up and do all these things. That's not your job. Your job is whatever you have, whatever you signed up and you were destined to do. That is what you're supposed to do. Perfect word: accountability for your own actions. Sometimes we get into a reaction, and we get into a relationship, not a reaction. We get into a relationship with someone, and we know that the person is broken, but yeah, we like, oh, well, we can fix them. No, it's not your job to try to fix them. It's your job to be happy. That is what God intended for you to do, is to be happy. So why would you be with someone who is broken that you feel that you have to fix? Fix them for what? So then another bitch can enjoy him while you fix him? Nah, it doesn't work that way. And that's what usually happens. You have to be in it, but not of it. You have to be strong. You have to push boundaries, no matter how many and how high they are. You have to break doors down to be heard, to be seen, to be understood. And sometimes you need to do that. Sometimes you need to sit your parents down and say, listen, you've called me names and you've said this to me and you've said this about me and I don't appreciate it. So at the end of the day, I think that it works better when you state the facts and tell the truth to your parents, rather than to call them all kinds of bitches behind their back and them call you all kinds of fags behind your back. I don't think that that's good. I don't deal well with that. And like I said, I'm not, I'm telling you people out there that are loving and caring and very forgiving. I'm not forgiving. So it don't matter. I will take this shit to my grave. But, sometimes you have to point out to people the fact that you are just one person, that you are destined to do great things, but you're not destined. Part of your destiny is not to help them, not to pick them up, not to mold them. Your destiny is to help you through things. And that's what you have to understand, that you and only you are the only person responsible for your own happiness. You are the only person that can fill your beak so that you be able to feed the little ones out of your mouth. You are the one that's responsible for making things happen for yourself. You're the one that's responsible for allowing certain things to move in the direction that they're moving. No one else. You are responsible for finding peace within. And that you do by doing things that you enjoy. You can't change who you are to please someone else. You can't change, or should I say, you cannot make a bent tree into a straight tree, because the tree is already bent. So you have to understand that we have to adapt to different things. So if you're constantly adapting to things, people, places and things, if you're adapting to them, that's fine and good. But you have to understand that sometimes while you're adapting, it will help you open your eyes to see who's who. And sometimes by seeing who's who, it's sad because it hurts. It's sad because it makes you see people in a different light. But then if you really stop to think about it, you're looking at people not through rose-colored glasses. You're looking at them through clear lenses, and you're saying, you know what? I kind of always knew that you were sneaky, or I kind of knew that you were doing this stuff to me. So you have to make sure that you take ownership and not allow people to feel like they can keep condemning you or they can keep using you so that you can continuously heal them or you can read them for free or that you can do all these things for them for free. And meanwhile, they'll go somewhere else and they'll pay an arm, a leg, and a titty to get the information that they need. So you guys really need to start opening your eyes and understanding that we live in a spiritual world, but we also live in a world that is very it's a pragmatic world, but it's also a world that has been what is the word, has been poisoned by years of negativity, by years of acceptance, by years of grandeur and delusion, you know, and it is easy for people to blame someone else for the mistakes that they've made. It's very easy for people to put the blame on you, but the bottom line is, if you know that deep down in your heart you haven't done anything to hurt anybody, all you've been doing is trying to win people over just so that you can help the process and teach them about letting go and not being around people who are broken, then you won't have to battle. There's a lot of different things that we go through on a daily basis, every single one of us. And sometimes it's good and sometimes it's bad. Sometimes we deal with things in a way, and sometimes we don't take ownership for it. We just deal with it and then we walk away. But sometimes we take ownership of it and then we say, you know what, I'm done. And then when you're done, you're truly done, so you can move forward. So it's food for thought, okay? Food for thought. You are not responsible to give your chair to a person who is drunk out of his mind and wants to sit down. That's not your responsibility. Your responsibility is not to go to the store, risk your life, doing favors for people who don't appreciate you. Because part of being a broken person is being around people who are unappreciative of things that you do. They don't have to, go over the top. A simple "I love you" or simple "thank you" is sufficient. But sometimes we have to, and I mean, we have to take ownership of what has happened to us, and we have to let it go. We have to release it. We have to understand that our parents weren't perfect. Our friends are not perfect. People are not perfect. We have to understand that we are not responsible to pick up the broken glass. We're not responsible to heal them. We are not responsible to direct them in which way to go. We are only here to love, to be loved, to respect, to be respected, and to be one with the universe. Because by being one with the universe, you're one with everything. So you have to keep focused on the things that are important and keep yourself moving on things that will help you down the line. Okay? I hope that you understood this today and that I didn't go on a crazy tangent. But it's just something that I've been focusing and looking at these past 2 days, that we take on so much responsibility sometimes, and even mothers have to let go of their children and let them figure things out for themselves, because if you don't, they will fall. Now we're gonna go to commercial. I will talk to you next Monday. Have a great day. Have a great Monday. Have a great rest of the week. Be blessed. Love and light to all of you. Peace and harmony. And we will talk to each other next Monday. Just remember, you are not a victim. You are a victor. So stop trying to pick up broken people and fixing them. Okay? I leave you with that. Commercial time.